So I have on my White History shirt this month. July is White History Month. And I mentioned that I don't have enough White History shirts to wear every day. So every day I would not be having on a White History shirt. My friend Chris Castillo sent me this shirt in the mail yesterday. I received it. Thank you, Chris. It's a very nice shirt. You got to know that this is a White History Month shirt. And so I was telling my PR, I asked, how do you like my my White History Month shirt? He like, it's very nice, but that's not White History Month. That's American history. I'm like, duh, American history is white history. So thank you, Chris. I really do appreciate it. Nice shirt. Nice material, too. Before I go back to the phones, I've noticed a very, very interesting thing. And I want you to think about this. You can comment on it. On July 1, we started the White History Month. It's going to be lasting from now until forever. And we're celebrating White History Month in the month of July because it is a white month. It's just in the air. It's everywhere. And white people have been falsely accused. They've been attacked. They've been blamed for the failure of all the people of color who have not have the decency or common sense or work ethics to take care of themselves. They are in a fallen state, these people of color, and they are blaming white people. They're angry and they're blaming white people. And for the last however many years, I say 60 years and maybe more, white folks have been blamed and blamed and blamed. And I realized that it was white Americans who founded and developed the greatest country on this side of heaven. And these people who are hating them are coming into their homes, the United States of America, into their home, and they are accusing them. These people are coming from S-hole countries. Now, think about that. It's not like they're coming from great countries or they're staying in their own countries and doing something to make it great. They're coming and taking advantage of white Americans, our Constitution and everything, and yet they hate white people. And most white people are afraid, so they have not stood up for themselves, and it's going out of control. And there's this rumor that at some point, white people will become the minority and people of color will become the majority. And do you know when that happens, this country will be an S-hole country as well? And so I'm encouraging white people to stand up and to overcome fear. Because when you give into the children of the lie, you bring out the worst in them. And if white people don't stand up now, they're going to end up in this country the way that whites have ended up in South Africa. Some of you don't know that when the blacks took over South Africa, they're out of control. White people are under attack. They're being killed and robbed and raped and cut up limbs for the children, and just all kinds of things are happening to the white farmers and others that live within the city areas there, and they have businesses. It's out of control. White people need to understand that due to the hatred of white folks, which really starts in their homes, because most of these people hate their mothers and they yearn for their fathers, but they've been told that it's racism. White people have to understand that if you don't start standing up and speaking the truth, you and generations after that, your children will be attacked, robbed. It's already happened to a degree, but once these people take over the country, and they will take over the government if we continue down this road, that white people will have to go through exactly what they're going through in South Africa and other places, and there's nowhere to go because the government is not going to support you because it would be made up of people of color and then weak white liberals and weak white right-on Republicans. So it's a serious thing. But yet, don't freak out. Just stand up and speak the truth. And so I want to talk quickly about fear. I've noticed that most people have fear. The children of God who say that they are of God, they have fear. I hear it every day. Yesterday, I went to the post office. I went to the bank, maybe 2 different banks. And at the post office, after I received my service there, I said to the folks, all right, I'll see you later. Happy White History Month. And they started laughing, and they couldn't believe it. What are you talking about? There's no such thing. I'm like, yes, it is. There is a White History Month. July is White History Month. And they said, well, why is there a White History Month? Every day is White History. So I said, no, July is White History Month. So I go over to the bank, same thing. I'm in the bank. I tell the tellers, thank you for your service. Happy White History Month. And there are black people in the line, a black woman. She just yelled out, laughing and screaming, no, that's crazy. Every day is White History Month. And the bank teller who were foreigners, no, I thought every day was White History Month. No such thing. Yes, there is. And at the next bank, the same thing. It's like we have gotten so deep in denial about the greatness of white Americans that to even mention that is a shocker now to the average person. They can't even conceive celebrating and appreciating white Americans for what they've done. And I didn't realize how far we've gotten away from that until now. And so when I was telling some friends of mine about this last night. I was at the gas station, and I said the same thing to a Mexican who was working at the gas station. Happy White History Month. He just laughed and couldn't believe it. And so my friends were telling me, you better be careful. These people will hurt you. And it made me think about that. That is so true, that the children on the side of good are so afraid of the children of the lie, and that they won't even let them know that they voted for President Trump. Fear have caused the children of the lie to take away and not express a basic freedom to vote for whomever you want to and tell people about it. But the children of the lie, they have no fear about that. The children of the truth have the fear, but the children of the lie don't. They let you know whomever they want to vote, whomever they have voted for. They say it loud, they're proud of it, but they have intimidated you that you can't even say who you voted for. What I don't understand about it is that if you are children of God, men and women of God, how do you have fear? Perfect love casts out fear. You cannot be a child of God, a son or a daughter of God, and have fear. It's not in his nature, so it would not be in yours. Because once you are born again of him, you return to the Father, your nature is God's nature. And in that, there is no fear. There is no doubt. There is no worry. There is no insecurity. And so the children of the lie cannot intimidate you. I hear men every day, because I'm counseling people every day, say that they're afraid of their wives. I'm stunned at the number of men who are afraid of their wives. And they let their wives destroy the children by being impatient with the children, imposing their will on the children, recreating the boys and girls in their image. And I'm asking the fathers, why don't you defend your children? I can't handle my wife. Sometimes I'm afraid to go home and even correct my wife because she'll go out of control. She gets so angry, I can't handle the anger. I hear that all the time from men. And I hear men and women, adult men and women, tell me every day they're afraid to go and forgive their mothers because they don't know how their mothers are going to act. Whether she's going to cry or yell or scream or die or deny. And they have fear. Fear is not of God, it's of your father, the devil. You got to think about this, folks. So fear is the worst thing that you can have, folks. It really is. You're not supposed to have fear. But all angry people have fear. I had fear for a long time. And it wasn't taken away from me until I forgave my parents. When I forgave them, God forgave me. He took the spirit of anger away from me, and all of the children of anger went with it. Fear, doubt, worry, insecurity, anxiety, whatever, depression, suicidal thoughts, all of that stuff disappeared. And you cannot be of God and have fear. Look what's happening. And we don't celebrate White History Month every day. That's a lie. When the last time you heard anything good been said about white people? Not even from white people. Because white people are afraid to even speak good of themselves. I just got this text from the Bible go-to guy. He says, funny how whites are always blamed for everything that's wrong with the country and never given credit for anything that's right with the country. And it's so bad, and it is so bad that there are many blacks who say that white people have never done anything good, and yet they don't live in the black country. They live in a white country, and they refuse to leave. Am I missing something here? Very good point, Bible go-to guy. We've been lied to. And I want you to know there are two realities that is real. It works every day, whether you know it or not, or admit it. Good and evil. Children of God, you cannot be and will not be afraid of evil if you overcome it. You got to overcome it within yourself. This is the greatest country in the world. I appreciate my friends telling me be careful. That makes sense. But we can't have fear. Why is it that the children of the light can say and do and act any kind of way, but you can't? They literally control you, and they're destroying your country, my country, and you're allowing it to happen. And in some cases, the Christians go along with the children of the lie. It's so crazy. Oh, yeah, every woman has a right to her own body. That's dumb. That's not true. It's not her body. Our bodies are the temple of God. They're not our own. And you don't have a right to destroy it. You don't have a right to kill a child in the body. That doesn't make sense. You really don't have a right to tattoo your bodies and do all that. It said not to do it because it is the temple of God. And we should take care of it. Keep it clean as possible. But you don't hear this anymore. You must, and men, you are pathetically weak when you're afraid of your wives or your girlfriend or your fiancés or your mothers. And adult men and women, you're weak. You're not supposed to be afraid of your parents. Those are your parents. But you are because, especially the mother, because she's caused you to become angry. And now you're in a fallen state, and you have this emotion going on in that fallen state. A false sense of love. Love in a fallen state is not love. That's controlled. That's emotion. It's not good. Forgive so you can wake up. Men and women, wake up before it's too late.